What's happening, guys? Paladin here, and welcome to another video. Today I want to discuss a little bit about the ban list that is about to come at the end of next month, like Konami announced. Now that the European Championship is finished, same as the US Nationals, I believe that it's the right time to basically discuss about the ban list. I know that many of you have many cards in mind that either should be banned or limited, or even come out of the list right now. So in this video, I'm going to actually mention my picks, not basically a wish list. Like I want to make it as realistic as possible, and actually explain why I chose to put some cards either in the banned category or the limited one, or even make them free from the list. So as you can see, I've picked up some cards here. As we saw in these latest formats, in these latest tournaments, to say it more correctly, Snake Eyes was dominant. I don't believe that in the European Championship or the American Nationals the deck was tier 0, but it was definitely dominant. There was a discussion here in the channel on in the community tab the other day, where I mentioned and I said that Fiendsmith, in my opinion at least, is not it cannot be called tier 0, because in my opinion is an engine, and I can't call like 5 cards a tier 0 deck, whatever. So in my opinion, Snake Eyes is still the dominant deck in this game right now. So many of you have mentioned all this time many cards that you would actually ban from that deck. As you know, in September we have the Mega Teams, and many Snake Eyes cards, including the Wanted engine, the Yubel Star and the Spell, are in the teens. Alright, so in my opinion, Konami won't really kill the deck. Like, they can actually nerf it, but I don't believe that they will actually kill it, because you know how Konami works all these years, alright? They actually want to sell first and then hit cards. So why would they actually kill Snake Eye when they actually want to sell those cards in the teens? So in my opinion, they will either cut them the consistency in terms of either banning a specific card that I will show you in a bit, or they will limit some parts in the deck that can actually hurt the consistency and not kill the deck completely. Don't even expect them to hit anything that's Fiendsmith related. It's not gonna happen. Like, you will see that engine at full power at least until next summer, because that engine will be in next year's Mega Teams. So don't expect them to hit shit from that engine. So anyway, let's start with our let's say, not prediction, but our discussion. All right. So in my opinion, if you want to actually still sell Snake Eyes and not kill the deck, but at the same time nerf it, you ban the Sinful Spoil spell. All right, because if you do that, you basically cut them like 7 starters. The Yubel Stars, 3 spells, and this one. Alright, so this would actually hurt the consistency, but would not actually kill the deck. Alright, so in my opinion, this is the correct hit. many people say Flamebirds, and I kind of agree because my logic is like, why have a card like Block Dragon banned and have Flamebirds free in here? And that card is kind of dominant since like February that Phantom Nightmare came out, or when Snake Eye became a full power deck. So in my opinion, this is the correct hit when it comes to that deck. If you want to actually, not kill it, be able to sell it in the teams, and at the same time nerf it, and let's say reduce the consistency on it. Like either that, or because I don't see them like limiting Bonfire, they still have to sell this card. It's not reprinted yet, So in my opinion, they won't touch Bonfire, and worst case scenario, like they will go and touch Ash, and like the OCG. I believe this is semi-limited in OCG, and this is limited. But in my opinion, the correct hit is banning the Sinful Spoils spell. So that's what I would personally do. Limiting Ash and the Bonfire wouldn't really work as well as banning this card. Like it's either this or Flamebirds, but if you actually go and hit Flamebirds, in my opinion the deck is dead. Like it's garbage then. It can't work. Like as an engine, I don't think that it would actually do shit. So if you want to sell the deck, this is the correct hit for me. That's what I believe, honestly. Another card that I would personally want to be banned, and I believe that many of you also want to be banned, is Beatrice. All right, but the thing is that we all want this card banned. It creates degenerate plays. All right, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't touch her, because they want to sell Fiendsmith. So this is kind of tricky in my opinion. Like this is a correct hit, like 100%, but at the same time, this card is what hypes up Fiendsmith. So I wouldn't be surprised if they would actually leave this card for another format and ban her in like November or something. But this is the correct hit, in my opinion, when it comes to Fiendsmith variants and all that shit. This card, I never liked this card. This card, most of the times, was, let's say, something that created degenerate plays. So I honestly don't really care if it gets banned. Another card that I would want also gone, because it offers nothing but an FTK. It's basically an FTK. Like let's be real, if this resolves, it's an FTK. So in my opinion, this can go. Like I see decks like Centurion, which are pretty fun to play. It's a decent combo deck. Focus on this card, and I feel kind of disgusted. Like I don't really like cards like this one, like this or VFD or stuff like that. Cards that have lingering effects. I don't really care about floodgate monsters like Colossus that much, but when a card has a lingering effect, like this or Protoss or shit like that, I don't really mind them getting banned personally. So this is another card that I would hit. Alright, fourth card, and probably it's the last one that I have in mind, to get banned, is Albion. I know that many branded players will hate this, and like I would hate this also if I'd still play the deck, but this is the correct hit, and I will tell you why. Like, you remember the Hulk situation with the tuners? you can't really ban like this card has like 5 targets for it, decent targets for it, all right. And there's no argument, because I see many people say, hey, ban Puppet or ban Ido or ban Raz Disciple or whatever. Why ban 5 or 6 cards to bring back to actually leave this one? And who the fuck can actually guarantee that this card will not get another target in the future from another deck or whatever? So in my opinion, Albion is the correct hit. I know that it can actually damage Despia branded, because this is not only about making the lock. It's also good when it comes to dodging evenly matched post side deck, making a Mirror Jade in your opponent's turn. It's actually pretty solid for the deck. It's good. It offers many other stuff, but let's be real. Right now, this card is used exclusively to make the Puppet FTK. So personally, I would ban Albion and leave the rest of the deck alone, because I believe that you better have this card banned than have Branded Fusion limited. Because imagine Konami fucking up the deck like they did in OCG, where they limited this one, Branded Fusion, opening, and a couple of other cards also. Like, you better have Albion banned that have Branded Fusion limited. So as a branded player, a former, let's say, player that played the deck in real life, I wouldn't want Branded Fusion limited. I would prefer to get Albion banned and call it a day. So these are the 4 cards that I will personally ban. The 5th one is something that it's not gonna happen, but it's also a correct hit. It's the Baby Goddess. All right. I don't have this in mind because it was just released in the Infinite Forbidden, but she also is one of the correct hits in my opinion, because this card actually makes Fiendsmith splashable in any deck. It's like Mermaid 2, you know what I'm saying, like, you remember the Orcast format and shit. And again, there's no point in having Mermaid banned and this shit legal. Like, let's be real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I said something in the community tab some days ago. Konami actually bans cards, and after a while they release similar cards with similar effects with the ones that they banned previously. Like, let me give you an example. They banned Savage Dragon, alright, from Dragon Link. And in October they are releasing the Red Dice one, the Red Dice Darkness Metal something. I don't give a fuck. So they banned Baron, and they are releasing in October the new Azamina Fusion that gives you a normally negate on your second summon. Like, come on, man. Like, it's pretty obvious what they are trying to do. They're banning stuff, so you will go and buy the next ones. So in my opinion, this card also is a correct hit, but I don't really see it getting banned, because Fiendsmith right now is the reason Infinite Forbidden actually sells. So I wouldn't really hit this card right now. November, probably, yeah, not right now. Although, as I said, in my opinion, it's the correct hit. If you don't want Fiendsmith to be that dominant, you hit this shit 100%. Because Konami, the way I see it, they maybe try to make the Fiendsmith a whole archetype, a deck, and not just an engine, because they are releasing more cards in the next packs. Like, they get 2 or 3 more cards in Rage of the Abyss, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just ban this later and make Fiendsmith a whole deck, its own archetype cards. So these are the 5 cards I would personally ban. if you want to kill Snake Eyes, just go and hit Flamebirds and call it a day. But other than that, I believe that we can all agree on these 5. All right. I know that Albion is not that, let's say, good for the branded players, but you know how this goes. It's the truth. Like, this card is only used right now for the puppet lock. And in my opinion, right now, it's not about the list, it's about my opinion. If Albion gets banned, you won't see as many people playing Despia. Like, mark my words, if this card gets banned, at least half of the people will drop the deck. Because almost all the people right now are relying on the lock, because branded is not an easy deck to play. And if the lock goes away, many people will actually abandon this. Like, I'm pretty sure of that, because they will not do as well with the deck. They will lose their shitty win condition, and because let's be real, branded right now is not at its best. In the Snake Eye format, it's not at its best. Like, you see the top 64 in the big tournaments, and there are like barely 2 branded, 3 at most. So branded is not at its best spot right now. Some people may say that, hey, don't hit Albion because of that. It kind of makes sense, but this card is kind of making only degenerate plays right now. So I would just go on straight and ban it. Let's go to the limited ones. Let's start with no, actually not yet, because I'm pretty sure many of you want Appaloosa and Masquerina banned, because I've seen many lists, especially online, that say, hey, hit Appaloosa or hit Masquerina. In my opinion, there's no reason to do that. Like, let's be real. Appaloosa is not Baron. It's not an Omni negate. It just negates monsters. It needs resources, and it doesn't destroy. So in my opinion, having Appaloosa banned, it's kind of a bad take. It's a really bad take for me. You basically damage rogue decks way more than the meta decks by hitting Appaloosa or Masquerina. I wouldn't do that. I would not touch them. So I would basically put them here, like 100%. I believe that they are not getting hit. And in the no need or won't get hit cards, I would also put the Yubel Star and where the fuck is it? And Wanted, because I believe that Konami will not touch this engine because they want to sell it in the teens. Alright, so let's continue with the limited cards. The first card that comes in mind is Prosperity. I've been saying this since a long time now. This card is insane, like especially post side deck, because if you do not have Vast Blossom post side deck, your opponent would 100% get what they want to fuck up your board from the cards that they sided in. So this card, in my opinion, game 2 is super important. Not that it's not broken game 1, of course, but it's kind of, in my opinion, really, really good, especially post side deck. I would limit this, because you start with like 5 or 6 cards in your hand, and you dig for 6, it's like 11 or 12 cards, alright? So it's like 30% of your deck almost, alright? So I wouldn't really keep this at 3. It's not realistic, because many people will say, hey, Snake Eye doesn't use it right now, or Yubel, I believe that from the top decks only Tempai uses it right now, if I'm correct. Only Tempai uses it. From at least from these 2 latest tournaments, the European and the US one, I didn't see any other let's say top deck use this card. So I would actually limit Prosperity. It should have been limited like long ago, but anyway. Another card that I would personally put in the limited category is Summon Sorcerers. Like it got an errata in OCG. I was surprised it didn't come out like in the last ban list. Personally, with the errata it got, it kind of got nerfed. So I don't really believe that there's a reason to stay banned that way. It may be good actually in Yubel, so that may be one reason why they didn't actually bring it here. Another deck that it may actually take good advantage of it, it's dragons like Dragon Link. But other than that, I don't know if it's that good or it would actually be as dominating as it was in the past. So these two. Another card that I would limit, if not, want it banned, is Skill Drain. Like we all see what's going on with this card. Snake Eye uses it very easily because they can fucking remove it whenever the fuck they want. You also see all the Runic stun bullshit variants and whatever. In my opinion, this card should be at least limited, if not banned. Generally, I don't like really floodgate, traps and shit like that. Monsters are kind of more easy to deal with. Floodgate monsters, but when it comes to traps and shit, no, it's a big no from me. So I would actually limit Skill Drain also. Some people will go and say, hey, leave it at 3, because no, do not leave it at 3, just limit it, if not ban it. Two other cards that are candidates to go to 1 are these two Runic spells, Fountain and Tip. I won't lie, Fountain is one of the most broken field spells in the game right now. Let's be real, like you draw 3, you can activate whatever the fuck you want from hand, from the Runic cards. In your opponent's turn, it's not, and if you put Hugin also in that, where you have undestructible back row, this whole combination is not that, let's say, healthy. So in my opinion, I won't believe that Konami will actually hit both of them, like both Tip and Fountain. Like I find more possible for them to hit Tip and not Fountain, but actually Fountain may be maybe worse for the deck. It would actually hurt more, but I won't believe that they would actually do that. So I would actually stay with Tip, personally. I believe that that's the card to hit right now when it comes to that deck. Another card that I will bring back from the list, I know that many people will disagree with me, but I believe that it's not broken anymore when it comes to the current format. It's Masterpiece. Masterpiece got banned back in like 2017, like 7 years ago, where indeed it was broken back then. But in my opinion, with Diagram at 1, this card should come back at 1. True Dragon does absolutely nothing. Card of Demise is also limited. So in my opinion, just give them an extra toy to actually use in this game. Deck is not broken anymore. The card on its own is very easy to out right now with all the current cards that we have in this game. So in my opinion, bring it back. It won't do shit. Like they brought Colossus back, and Thunder Dragon still does absolutely nothing. So in my opinion, why not bring Masterpiece back? Like there's no real reason to keep it on the list. Like bring it back at 1 and leave Diagram also at 1. It won't be a problem in my opinion. Another card that people actually want limited is Fenrir. Although I don't believe that they will do this, and I will explain why. Half of the Kashtira cards have not been reprinted yet. It's Rise Hard, Theosis, and a couple of other cards that Konami wants to sell in the upcoming teens this September. So in order to sell the deck, they need to keep Fenrir at 3. So I don't see this card getting limited right now. Probably in the November list, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. But right now, I don't believe that they would actually go and limit this card while they have the Castilla cards on their way in this year's Mega Teens. It's obviously very splashable, but I don't see it getting limited right now for obvious reasons. What other card I would actually put as one? It's basically the gates, the spell that Yubel uses. But again, a reason that I believe that they won't touch Yubel right now is because they just printed Phantom of Yubel. They are still selling it. So I don't believe that they will actually nerf the deck. Except if they don't give a fuck. This is a correct hit. Like, this could actually damage their consistency. It would actually touch the deck, but without actually, making it that worse. So it's a decent hit in my opinion, but I don't really think that they will do it. I don't see them touching Yubel at all. Like, they just released Throne and Phantom of Yubel, so they should probably want to sell the deck. I don't know what happens after that. All right. Some people also want Yama at 1. I don't believe that they will actually. They don't give a shit about the card because they will also want to sell it in the teens, and you know how this goes. Whatever they want to sell in the teens, they won't touch it. That's how it goes with Konami many years now. So in my opinion, don't expect anything like that. Another card that also people want at 1, and it's kind of justified, is the field spell of Tempai. It's broken, no joke, but still they have it in the Megatins also, along with Dryden. So in my opinion, they won't touch Tempai just yet, while they have Trident Dragon in the Megatins. Maybe in November, October, whenever the fuck they want to release the list, probably yeah. But right now, I don't think that they will touch the deck. Does this card deserve to get limited? Absolutely yes, because it protects your whole deck for the main phase. Like, come on. But I don't think that they will actually touch this. So I'm putting Fenrir, that I said before, and the field spell here, because I don't think that they will actually touch them. Another card that people want limited is Dogwood. Dogwood was actually one of the MVPs, especially in the Euros, of some feature matches that I saw. This card is really good if you want to win in time in Game 3. It's a great card to side in. I believe that it was in almost every top list in top 64, at least at Euros. I don't remember exactly about the American nationals, the US one, but I wouldn't hit it honestly. Like, you want my opinion? Go and fix all that time issue. Personally, you remember, guys, when those time rules didn't exist, when you had like some rounds after the game to actually close it? That's the fair part for me. I know that it would actually make some issues when it comes to time between rounds and shit, but in my opinion, just let the game roll. All this time bullshit rule and stuff, for me it's absolutely garbage, like 100%, if you want my opinion. So in my opinion, it's not about Dogwood, it's about the time rules in general. That's what I personally hate. Because let's be real, right now, in game 3, beating your opponent because you have a burn effect is not that. How can I say it? Anyway, just fuck it. This is my opinion, okay. So, semi-limited. One card that I want absolutely semi-limited right now is Chaos Space. I believe that it deserves to be at least a 2. Give this back to Chaos decks, Dragon Link, Thunders, whatever. There's no reason to at least not give this card back at 2 to those decks. It searches Nubelion, but it's no big deal right now. So give this back to people at 2 at least. Gemma is another card that I would actually put semi-limited also, at least as a starting point. Like release Gamma at 2, watch how this will go, and after that just give it to people at 3. Like both Chaos Space and Gamma should be free, in my opinion, because I'll give you an example. You have Purulia right now, all right. You have you have Shifter. You don't. Let's say for Purulia you have Ash Blossom, all right, to counter it. But for Shifter you don't have shit. So Gamma is actually a hand trap that it's not that unhealthy, and it's a great counter to stuff that are indeed unhealthy for the game. Also, Baron is not legal anymore, so you can't actually make Axel Stardust and make Baron of your Gamma, you know. So I believe that this card deserves to be at 3, but let's put it at 2 for now, and let's see what happens later on. I forgot Shifter. What I think is that Konami will not touch Shifter. I may be wrong, I may be proven wrong later on, but I believe that Konami leaves this card in TCG at 3 on purpose. Just it's, let's say, TCG's Max C, like it's the card that keeps meta decks, most of the meta decks in check right now. So I believe that they won't touch Shifter. Does it deserve to get hit? 100%, absolutely. Like this is a fucking turn skip versus like 95% of all the decks in the game. All right, but I believe they won't touch it. I don't think that they will actually touch the card. So Shifter here, card that should be at 3. The only one that comes in mind right now is Armageddon Knight. You have it at 2 with 1 reinforcement of the army. Why the fuck have it semi-limited? Give it away at 3 and call it a day. So I don't. Maybe Pancratops also, because you have Fenrir at 3. Because that's basically an argument that someone can make. Because hey, why you have Fenrir at 3 and Pancratops is still on the list? So basically, this is. Let's put Dogwood here. This is my point of view, let's say, what I think about the list, what I would hit personally. Let's put also this one right here, because I don't think that they will hit it. So these 4 cards on top, in my opinion, all 4 of them deserve to get banned, 100%. The limited ones, I believe that are solid. Some of them can also get banned, like Skill Drain. I wouldn't mind, honestly. The cards that we have semi-limited could also be at 3, and no problem. I know that many of you want actually Appaloosa or Masquerina banned, but as I said, there's no point in that. You would basically mostly damage the rogue decks rather than hurting meta, in my opinion. The Yubel Star Engine wall won't be hit because of the teams. Konami, it's one of the highlight cards of the teams, alright, so I don't think that they will touch it. Branded Fusion has no need to get hit at all. Yama is in the teens. Fenrir won't get hit because they want to sell Castira, the remaining cards from Photon Hypernova. The Tempai field, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit it right now, but since this is in a teens and Dragon also, they would probably, leave it for another 3 months. Shifter absolutely deserves to get hit, but I believe that it's, let's say, a necessary evil in the game for Konami right now, because they don't want to actually, they want to actually have a card that is keeping Metadecks in check. So this is why I believe that they will keep Shifter, although it deserves the hit. Baby Goddess, in my opinion, should get banned, but it's also too early. It's basically the correct hit if you don't want Fiendsmith to actually dominate in the game and be, that splashable. Like, you hit this and you make things easier, and then you have Dogwood, which basically I explained what I think about the time rules, all that bullshit generally. Okay, so this is my tier list right now. I believe that it's solid. Like I told you that when it comes to Snake Eyes, you either ban the Sinful Spoil spells or Flamebirds, or you go and limit multiple other pieces, but in my opinion, they haven't reprinted Bonfire yet, so I don't see them actually hitting the card. It's also pretty expensive, like 30 or 40 euros right now. I don't know. Snake Eye Ass also got an ultimate print right now, but there's no need to actually hit it. Like, okay, you want to put it at 1, you can put it at 1, like do this instead. But the hit that would actually, in my opinion, kill the deck completely is Flamebird, like 100%. This is what would make the deck pretty bad. I don't know what alternative ways this deck has when it comes to a Flamebird's band, but I believe that it won't be good at all. And with the teens coming out in like 1/2 and the month from now, it's kind of I don't think that it will happen. So this is my list. This is what I believe about the upcoming list. I expect them after all these months to actually release something worth mentioning and worthy of these months that we were patient, because the list was supposed to come out in July, and they basically dragged it through like end of August. So, and I was surprised they actually communicated with their community. Like, I don't remember them when was the last time they actually did that. I don't really remember. So this is my opinion. This is what I believe that should get hit or should get released from the list. Let me know what you think. Like, I really want to make this like a thread to discuss about what you would do for your predictions, your opinion, whatever, and let's actually make this a big conversation. So anyway, this is my prediction. This is what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. There will be more discussions. I plan to make also some streams and discuss. I really enjoy that. I won't lie. Having conversations with you guys and being in touch with you guys. I believe that it's the most enjoyable part when making content, and I believe that the community of this channel is pretty decent when it comes to that. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Stay safe and see you next time.